Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to tonight's Mad Max stream. How's everyone doing? DSP here. This will be a quick pre-stream. It will not be a long one, because I want to get right into the game. For those of you who have been following along with the Mad Max playthrough, first of all, I'd like to personally thank you, because as you know, there's been so much other stuff going on this month between the Metal Gear Solid 5 playthrough and now the new game Soma. And, you know, Mario Maker last week, that this really has been a game that, unfortunately, kind of fell by the wayside. You know, there was a lot of multiple releases this month that I knew this was going to happen, where some games weren't going to be able to be focused on. And quite honestly, out of all the games that I played this month, it seems that Mad Max really, after only a few streams, got the least attention. And I did my best, you know, to continue to play it. So there's good news and bad news. The good news is that this week in particular, I'm going to at least be able to play Mad Max twice, if not more. I'm playing it tonight, and I'm playing it tomorrow night. So we're going to have at least those two streams, and then dependent on how other stuff goes this week with Soma and Metal Gear Solid 5, I may be playing more of Mad Max this weekend into next week. My ultimate goal here is to play enough Mad Max that maybe I can beat it by next week, because if I do, that's perfect. I'll be able to focus on next week's new release, Tony Hawk. I may or may not be playing NBA 2K16. I'm kind of thinking about it and considering it, but I don't necessarily want to 100% commit to it yet, because I'm not sure how much time I'm going to have, okay? So, tonight Mad Max, tomorrow Mad Max. Tomorrow's first gameplay stream will be more of Soma, the survival horror / sci-fi psychological thriller game that I'm playing, that I started earlier today. Thursday is kind of in the hands of the viewers. I'm curious to hear if people want to see me play more Soma or more Metal Gear Solid 5 on Thursday. Thursday night, I'm not going to be doing a second stream because I'm going to be working on and hopefully releasing the Super Mario Maker review. And then my goal on Friday is whatever I didn't play on Thursday to play that. And it'll probably either be the conclusion of Soma or Metal Gear Solid, and whatever game I complete, I'm probably going to want to film and maybe release the review for that Friday night. So there's going to be multiple game playthroughs, multiple reviews going on this week. This weekend will be determined... this weekend's gameplay will be determined on how far I get in Metal Gear Solid, in Soma, and Mad Max. So you will see all these playthroughs this weekend, but I'm not sure, I can't tell you especially, you know, right now what exactly to expect until I get further into these games, alright? And I start to complete some of them. So, for those who are also wondering, Fallout New Vegas, that second playthrough, the hardcore melee mode playthrough, completed as of last night. I didn't get to live stream it because YouTube was having issues, okay? It was having a lot of issues. And, unfortunately, I couldn't even upload quickly. A lot of problems were going on. I don't know what was going on with it. It was either my internet or YouTube or both. So I didn't live stream the conclusion of Fallout New Vegas, but those videos are now live on DSPGaming if you want to finish up that ongoing playthrough. I think I wrapped it up in some 90-something parts, which is pretty good compared to my first playthrough of the game was 159 parts, so it was almost double the length of that. Pretty much because I made longer parts this time around, and I didn't go for every single side quest. When I played Fallout New Vegas the first time, I had a strategy guide. This time I did not use a strategy guide. So, it is what it is. It ended. Hopefully you'll enjoy the conclusion of that. Outside of all of that, I really don't have too much else to talk about. I will be saying this, you know, reminder that, Patreon for the month of September has launched. You go to patreon.com/DarksidePhil to make a pledge. $5 pledgees or pledges or patrons or whatever you want to call yourselves this month will be able to nominate and vote on what games I'll be playing in a October Halloween horror marathon, as long as I hit my funding goal for the month. But I think I will. I'm feeling pretty confident that I will, but I shouldn't really say that, because watch this be the month that for some reason a bunch of things fall through. But anyway, that's going to be awesome to be able to nominate and vote on what horror-themed games you're going to get to see me play on Halloween Day. And FYI, there is a mini-marathon coming up, not this week, but next week. And it's currently the August patrons who are voting right now on what games you'll be seeing me play in an Indie Games mini-marathon. That's going to take place on October 2nd, which is a Friday. It's a week from this Friday, actually, okay? So, lots of fun patron stuff going on, based around, you know, everything with the goals and everything there. FYI, the Alan Wake Best and Worst montages, I put out part 1 last week, and people seem to like it. Although, I'll be honest, you know, it was a lot of work. I had to skip 2 different gameplay streams to put it together. And I think at this point it has around 8,000 views. So, actually, it did get a jump in views that I didn't expect. So, that's good. But I am going to be doing more of that. But right now, I'm focused on gameplay to get through these games and reviews. I don't want to have so many games completing and not reviewing them. You know, I think my primary focus has to be that. But I will get back to that. I promise you, there will be more Best and Worst of Alan Wake coming up. Okay? Outside of that, not much else I want to say. So, patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Please take a look. Consider pledging. Not only will you, again, get to possibly nominate and vote on horror games for October, but you'll also be able to get personal perks. Give it a look. Alright? And that's really it. I'm going to get started now with Mad Max because, oh, FYI, Mad Max, I did look up the kind of, the length of the game because at this point I'm wondering, you know, how long essentially is Mad Max? And the answer to that question is, it could be a very long game if you do all of the side content. There is an incredible amount of optional side content in the game if you're looking to build all of those models of car and get all those optional things for each stronghold in the game, which could be good. You know, there's some strongholds, if you build them up, you get full health, full ammo, you know, recharged and everything every time you go back to the stronghold. So that's great, but it also takes an incredibly long freaking time, excuse me, to do all that side content. And being that very few people are following along the Mad Max playthrough at this point, I made the executive decision last week that from now on we're just going to be focusing on the story. So I did look it up, and according to the guide that I saw, I mean, it was IGN, I'll be honest here, I've completed around 7 to 8 major story missions of the game, and the game has around 5 left. Some of these story missions have some requirements, meaning you have to lower the level of danger in a certain area of the map in order to unlock the next leg of the story. So, what I'm going to do tonight is get as far through the story as I can. If we get to a roadblock where it's like you have to grind to do it, I'll do it. But at this point, let's face it, I've been playing this game for 3 weeks on and off. And, you know, it didn't really garner a lot of attention to begin with, which in my opinion, I said this from the beginning, I think is unfortunate. I actually think this is a good game, and it just came out with the horrendous release timing of being the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5 and no one giving a shit because of that. If this game had come out earlier this year when the movie had come out, if this game had come out during the summer, I think a lot more people would have played it and liked it, but that's what happens. You know, it's all in the timing. And for whatever reason, they had horrendous timing with the release of Mad Max, so... Alright, everyone. So that is it. Let's end the pre-stream. Let's get started with the continuation of Mad Max. I thank those of you who are here live for the stream tonight. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. And keep in mind, I am recording these videos, and they will be uploaded to DSPGaming immediately following the conclusion of the stream, if for whatever reason you can't watch the entire stream tonight, okay? That's it. Let's end this, and let's get started. Here we go.